So this is the last one's an urban chestnut. It's a Midwest Coast IPA. Never heard of Midwest. It sounded interesting, so I just grabbed it.
Nice.
So
it's called Fantasyland.
This is Ronald's favorite place.
There we go. Right, Ron's favorite place is Fantasyland.
The puppy wished to join today. Say hi.
You're the sweetest little thing, aren't you?
She
I'm
is
gonna
the
eat your
sweet
fish.
one. She's the sweet one. He's the terrorist.
But you kind of have to add the mixture of the both, right?
Yeah.
They kind of offset each other. Like sometimes she's a terrorist and then he's sweet. Like he likes to lay on my lap and then she runs away and like does whatever, doing bad stuff.
She's just sitting here obsessively licking my face.
Do you need a?
Yeah, I'm
Towel or
having.
something?
Yeah, I'm not doing well.
He's moistened himself.
Yes.
And no, it was not Ronald making me moist. So
I got like all excited and got so moist.
hey, I did perfect for us except for the last one.
It's all right.
Old people in this place today.
They're gonna help you go to find the towel in the bathroom.
I think it was Ariana's ghost.
Yeah, the ghost got you moist.
Yeah.
Is it ectoplasm and not semen?
Good news is I don't think it went on your floor.
Here you go.
It's all right.
Have a towel.
Thank you.
And this was a Midwest IPA?
Have you ever heard of such thing?
No, I have not. Maybe they invented it. Ooh.
Maybe.
But they do consider themselves the Midwest. So.
Did you hear that?
Your
Like grunt.
yeah. The old people grunt.
Old people grunt. It gets louder every year. Is this mine?
Yes.
Definitely more hoppy. It's a little sweet to me.
It's got a.
It's got an interesting smell to it.
It does.
I like it.
Does it say what kind of hops they use in it?
I don't like the bitter aftertaste though. Like,
Interesting.
No, I might have to look this in there one up.
It's not very. It doesn't. It has a little bit of a IPA aftertaste, but it's not an IPA taste as you're sipping it.
Fantasyland, known for a place or circumstance existing only in imagination, or as in Ronald's brain, ideal dream world.
Where we're all flying drunkenly flying Voltron lions, fucking up the world. Fantasyland.
I feel like it has a little bit of floralness to it.
It could, depending on the hops that are in there. Flowers.
And of course, this one also doesn't say what their ABV is. So. I guess urban chestnut likes you drink it blind.
Right. They're like, fuck it. We taste delicious. They don't care.
Only alcoholics care about ABV because how fucked up you'll get. You just look for the higher alcohol content so you can drink more of that and get more fucked up.
That's right. Maybe some people like to be, the dogs are making out.
Dude, they 69 all the time.
But the, maybe people like to be frugal. They're like, they do the beer math and they do, it has this much alcohol in it and I paid this much for it, so I'm paying this much per ounce of alcohol.
I know, I always hear people bitching about, I just drink regular beer. I don't drink that crap and spend that much money. And I'm like, yeah, but I drink less beer because.
Right.
Fantasyland is a 6%er.
And it doesn't give me the hops. So.
Okay. As far as the can itself, for those listening, we've got a white letter with red outline Fantasyland logo. We have the Chestnut Brewery logo and kind of like.
It's purple.
It's purple, kind of like.
Psychedelic.
Kind of psychedelic, maybe a little circuitry pattern sort of a thing.
It's got a bunch of swirls in it that's like fantasy-like. So it's dark purple with light purple in it. And the red that Ron speaks of, I think it's like a reddish orange that's like kind of outlining a lot of stuff, and then there's like that same color of bar along the bottom of the can that says Midwest Coast IPA.
There is a roller coaster at Cedar Point, Iron Dragon, and it's making me think of the Iron Dragon for some reason. Did you ever ride that one, Blake?
I have not been to Cedar Point yet. So it's a trip we need to make.
It is a trip we need to make.
Made it for 4 of us.
I could do that if we plan it for the fall time.
Yeah.
'Cause I've had every weekend so taken up, and then I just want to have a relaxing weekend where I don't have to do shit, and then like tend to
Well,
myself.
you can relax in my pool on the 16th.
Dude, I could totally do that.
I've had everything every weekend, everywhere for like ever, and it's bleeding into the weeks where it's every day, and it's getting. I'm not feeling like I'm burned out yet, but goddamn, getting hard to keep track of everything, you know.
Right. My thing is, I keep having plans to where I can't just like be invited to something on the fly or just decide to sit down and be lazy. Like I have my moments where I do sit down and be lazy, like in an evening here and there, but it's like I need to have moments where I can actually do shit with my kids, because I've probably been able to spend like a couple of days with them this summer, other than Logan, since he doesn't work and we work out during the week, and that's only a couple of days.
Well, I feel like I had like a half hour today before Blake got there, and after I got off work, I was like, oh shit, I haven't mowed the lawn yet, so I quickly mowed the lawn, you know?
If you can quickly mow the lawn after work, dogs don't chew.
Yeah.
But if you can quickly do that, then your lawn mowing is easy.
My lawn is tiny, but that is besides the point.
Man, I kind of wish I had a small lawn sometimes, because it takes me like an hour and a half to mow my lawn if I do a good job.
You know, I live in town, I've got a small lawn, and sometimes I will literally sprint mow the lawn. I will run as fast as I can. I do a shitty job, but I will run with the push mower and be like done, you
You
know?
could probably
I'd like
mow
to go out
his.
there and record that sometime.
Right, I would. But I feel like if you had, like, you could probably just do that with like a weed whacker too. You just be like, "Wah," just sweeping through the yard and mow it up.
Some of it, but there's sections that are just as easy as a push mower.
Right.
I did put my hands on a new electric push mower this week. That thing is weird.
Weird? Why?
It's too damn light, and the batteries only hold enough charge to do about 3/4 of my yard.
That's stupid.
So
For as small as your yard is, I would think it would have to do the whole yard.
Right.
I don't know, because the regular old gas powered one, like the motor broke in half. Motor mounts broke.
Did you break something else?
What?
Did you break something else?
Oh, I broke my car, but that's a whole other story. It broke itself. But I'm hoping, because the grass got taller than I'd usually let it, I'm hoping that that's the only reason why the battery died.
Could be.
If not, I was looking on eBay at batteries for it. Shit, I can get another pair of batteries for like $40. So, and the dog said bark bark.
They said, "What the fuck are you guys doing?"
I'm talking about old guy stuff.
Interesting.
Old guy.
You are the old guy of the group, so.
Yes, he is the old guy of the group. He's like Hank Hill.
That is one thing I was going to say, and I almost brought him, but he's sitting on my desk at work. So we went to a graduation party last weekend, Miss Ariana, Missy, and myself, for our friend Erica's son. And they gave me like the greatest goddamn gift that I have been given in a while. I've been feeling like a pretty shitty, just shithole parent because I had to kick my daughter out. And these lovely fuckers, along with my buddy Rob, got together and got a custom-made bobblehead of me sitting on a toilet staring at a phone with a shirt that says "Best Dad Ever." And they must use some Facebook profile pictures. I don't know where they got it from.
That's what they used.
But it looks just fucking like me. To the point when I showed my daughter, she's like, basically, that's creepy, like, you know, it's like creepy where, like, Uncanny Valley creepy, and she didn't like it.
It was kind of creepy, Ron.
But I put him on my desk.
That's awesome. What do all of your coworkers say about it?
They're just like, the fuck? That's awesome. Where'd you get that? I'm like, I don't know. My friends made it.
I think it came from China.
That's pretty much just like, it came from China, and my friends made it, so, and I just know that the one friend that actually paid for it, they kept sending, like, update pictures, and they were apparently making a bunch of changes to it. That looks like him. No, that doesn't look like him. That looks like him. Doesn't look like him. So,
Every step of the way, it was like a hand carved. I don't know if it was like hand carved or like, you know, like I don't know what the
done on a
pictures.
computer or some shit.
Right.
But, Erica, you are awesome. Thank you for that. And thank you guys for paying for that and chipping in.
I
'Cause
know.
that was fucking amazing. I haven't got anything that cool from anybody in a long damn time.
I liked the card. She had like a normal ass card, but she wrote in like certain things, like because there was like strength, there was this, and it was just like the things that she wrote in that personalized it to Ron and his whole ordeal. It was really funny. It was good all the way around. Lots of fun times.
Oh, I was like, who the fuck's phone is vibrating? That was Ariana's.
That's great. I wondered why you were like touching phones. I was like, what are you doing, weirdo?
I was having a moment. I was like, is that my phone? What the hell?
That's so
Phone
funny.
doesn't sound like that when it vibrates.
Right, dude.
It
No,
goes,
it doesn't. I'm like seriously considering though buying a new phone.
Oh yeah, why is that?
Google released their fold phone, and I looked at one the other day, and they're kind of cool.
Ron likes that goofy ass foldable shit.
Well, like the Google.
Like, I need the newest thing.
Well, you know, maybe, but like.
Look, I now have the money to spend on it. I can do
Fuck
this.
you, I do.
I don't. As long as I don't spend money like a twat.
It's
Ron
true,
is
though.
spending money like a twat, just like he said the last time, as long as I don't spend money like a twat. And I did say, and which you will. And his response was, well, as much of a twat as I normally do.
Okay, you know what? You know. This will be paid off inside of 6 months, so kiss my ass.
That's awesome.
But no, I like the way the Google Fold one is. It works, and the formatting of it. So it might happen. It might not. We'll see.
It's totally
I
going to
love my
happen.
Pixel. It records so well.
Yeah, that's kind of the other thing. The cameras on the
No.
Flip aren't great, but the
That dog found the shoe up on a chair.
I'm shocked the dog didn't die after smelling it.
yeah.
There you go.
But anyway, the cameras on the Google Fold are like DSLR quality kind of shit. The ones on this Fold one aren't that great by comparison. So you can't eat my shoe, so you can eat me instead. Okay, come here. You're coming on camera. Do you have any words to say to the camera?
She's like, no.
Now her brother wants up here. So I'm going to pass this back over to Blake. What do we rate this one, Blake?
So, how do we describe it first?
The sweetness. I think it has some floralness to it.
Yeah.
Floral
It's
and
not,
sweet.
it's not bitter at all.
I think it's a little bitter aftertaste.
It's a little. It doesn't have a super IPA rubber bandness, so it's not bad.
Right?
It's like in the middle of being a a hazy and a bitter.
So
Maybe that's why it's called Midwest, because it gets both two worlds.
Right.
And,
yeah.
but I've never heard that style until that. So
I have to see if we can find some more of those styles
Yeah.
and just try them out to get a little bit
Yeah.
different idea.
because I wonder what people consider Midwest.
Well, I've always thought Ohio is considered like Midwest, but we're still East St. Louis is definitely like, they call themselves the gateway to the West.
Yeah.
So,
And I feel like it's still just pretty much it's IPA without it being too over bitter.
I'll probably give it a 3.5.
I will go with a 3.5 also.
I feel like I would just give it a 3.
I know what the dog's problem is now.
What?
She has to pee.
Yeah, that's probably true. I'm gonna give it 3.25.
I would definitely
Right
drink it
now.
again if I saw
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'd probably drink it again.
Some of these I would definitely like to drink a little colder. But,
Right.
you know.
If it was given to me, I would probably, I would drink it again. But it's I don't know.
I think all these beers, if you gave it to me, I would drink them. And
I think the first two
None
were
of these-
super delicious to me.
Yeah, I like the first
I'll
one.
say none of these are terribly offensive. They're all very good, well-rounded beers.
Right.
They're nothing, like I said, they're definitely, if you're looking for, like, the fancy, like, pastry style kind of shit, definitely not that. But for good, solid beers, they're good, solid beers.
Right. What I kind of like them. They're more basic. Even like the IPAs are more basic. Like that would probably be a good IPA to try to get into an IPA because a lot of people like they get an IPA and it's something that's really, really hoppy and they absolutely hate it. Or maybe they absolutely love it depending on what their flavor profile is. But something like this, it's like an easy transition into an IPA.
yeah.
Something like either of them, really, because they're both got like a lighter flavor for an IPA.
speaking of pastry stouts, I don't know when this is going to go on, but my next podcast with Blake The Brewery Explorer, the podcast will be Street Side, and I can't wait to talk to them about their pastry stouts because they're kind of like the kings at it.
Right, they do a lot of them. Those are
So-
really good.
The guy's also from Britain, so,
Oh yeah.
I can't wait.
Since we've last seen you, real quick, where have you been so far since we last saw you? Since you were just getting your first episode on.
So I just did my first when I
Yeah, that
okay.
was like
Okay, so we've been to after Matchery, we went to Moeller, Third Eye, Springboro, Warped Wing, and we just wrapped up a couple weeks ago Rheingeist. So
He's making his way around some places.
yes,
Does that look okay?
Yeah.
and
Somebody was playing cameraman.
Nice.
all of them have been fun, especially Rheingeist. I always knew they were big, but after getting a tour of it and hearing they have 300 employees,
Oh wow.
I know.
yeah, I was like, okay, they are what they are, and
They're no longer like a micro type brewery.
No,
They're becoming
but-
they're almost like macro size.
yeah, but they're still independent, so-
Right. Yeah, which is a good thing.
Which some people will argue they're not craft, but I'm not.
They're crafty.
Yeah,
All I know is the only
my
time.
favorite thing on their, because I also went to their 10-year anniversary a couple of days later. They had a bathroom. In their bathroom, they had all the mean tweets in their bathroom, hanging up with all the mean tweets, and I was just dying at them.
That's so funny.
The time I went down there to Rheingeist, it was back in February, and they were having like a custom motorcycle show, and the motorcycle show was all over the brewery floor and all over like this upstairs event area, and it was just looking at the motorcycle show was fucking huge. So I can imagine the actual brewing and stuff was just as big.
And the interesting thing about Rheingeist and Lynch was it's the old Moorline bottling plant.
What barley plant?
Moorline, the Christian Moorline.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
back in their area, that used to be all Christian Moorline until Prohibition came through and wiped the original.
Okay.
And that's why they're called, because they called Rhine, then the Geist is the ghost of Christian Moorline.
Okay.
I feel like I remember us talking a little bit about that one time when we had a Rheingeist beer on here. So that is really
So-
cool fact about that.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So we learn anything else today, guys?
That Ron's gonna go off and spend money like a twat, even though he said he's not going to.
That Ron likes to give head as the price for him driving people places.
Yeah, fun.
I think that was probably already known. Hi, Blake.
I just hope Ariana doesn't get dragged down the stairs like I've seen in some paranormal activities.
Ooh, there we go.
I hope so too.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Sorry, too many paranormal
No.
activities.
It'll be. What'll happen is that the sheets will get ripped off or her pants get pulled down.
Ew.
Then
That's
she'll just start
creepy.
getting humped.
Dude, what movie was that?
That was
That was like
Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. God,
That was
so
yeah, it
fucking
was
creepy.
because it was so like a long time ago they did that weird shit, and it was just we were probably so young when we watched it.
Yeah, that movie like scarred me for life.
That's right.
I was lying. I can't lie. I've never seen Poltergeist.
Those are '80s movies. I think they're
Like
probably
the Force Poltergeist was great, and then it did good and it became one of those franchise movies like a Freddy or a Jason. And by the
Right.
end, they got kind of silly.
yeah.
My favorite 80s movie is Top Gun. So.
There you go, and it's not a haunted one. It's not a scary.
Well, all right. I would like to say, Blake, thank you for coming back on.
Thank
I'd like
you
to-
for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
I've been looking forward to coming back. And
Hell yeah.
hope I haven't ruined you guys too much. So.
Oh no, it throws some like a variety into it. I really like it.
Well, I'm glad that you are still continuing on and doing fun with your own podcast. And you're
Absolutely.
doing quite well.
But yes, it's been a blast. I got two amazing dudes working with me. The three of us get along so well, and each of us are grown. Especially the one I'm more excited about is Eric because he's like the interval.
So,
But he's growing. And he's asking more questions, and
Oh,
I think
yeah.
the three of us
if
are
we
on-
wanted to find Blake the Brewery Explorer, not Bluely, we wanted to find you. Where would we find you? How would we find you?
I'm not on Thread yet. Maybe down the road.
How will we find you, listen to you, watch you?
So
If we want to obsessively stalk you, what's your address? What's your social security number?
well,
How about your credit card number? Your mother's maiden name?
Well, I'm on all major platforms of streaming now. Even though Stitcher's going away. Amazon, Google. God, I'm drawing blanks now.
Apple.
Apple, Spotify's are probably. I know people are not totally for Spotify, but that's what I use first. But our Rheingeist one is actually you can watch the full live of it on YouTube.
Nice.
Nice.
So
I'll check that out on YouTube and subscribe.
yes,
And
yeah.
yeah.
TikTok, I do like a minute or two clips of the podcast, just as a brief.
Nice.
So I'm trying to use all the platforms I can. I'm on Twitter a little bit, but I'm not very good with it. So
Who is?
now,
Right.
especially since they've taken a lot of share options away from it, so it's like I don't.
Like, I still try to figure out who the fuck actually uses Twitter for their day to day.
Right. Oh, it seems like a lot
As
of
a
people
sports
do.
guy, I still use Twitter for sports, but outside of that, that's
Well, we are misBEERhavior. This is Blake The Brewery Explorer. We're on all your favorite podcast platforms, social media.
misBEERhavior!
misBEERhavior!
Like, subscribe, share.